Hi, I'm Karen Bates from the Apple Farm in Anderson Valley. We're in Mendocino County, which is kind of the far north, a few hours north of San Francisco, and a very rich farm area. And we grow a lot of apples here on the farm, but we have a lot of other produce and a lot of things going on here. So we're going to work on a little Thanksgiving dinner here today, pretty much the way my grandma used to do it. So one of the basic things is to get a turkey that is the right size for your group, and that's always kind of a hard one. I would prefer to use a small turkey, and if I have a large group, to cook several turkeys. And the reason why is they're just so much easier to handle. If you have local heritage birds, they tend to be smaller. You want to get the giblets out of the inside. Don't make the mistake of leaving them in there and cooking your turkey. And you have to make the decision about whether to put the stuffing inside the turkey or to cook it separately. I've done it both ways. It really kind of depends on the circumstances. But if you do put the stuffing in the turkey, you want to make sure that you put it in and cook it immediately. Don't leave it sitting in there overnight. In this case, I think what I'm going to do is cook the stuffing separately. So I want to put something in the cavity for a little flavor, little extra flavor. And because our stuffing is going to have a little orange and oregano in it, I'm going to go ahead and put the oranges inside the turkey. And just squeeze them a little bit and rub them around. And I'm going to cut up some onion. And I don't even worry really about peeling it. We're not going to be eating this part of the onion, so it doesn't really matter. I have oregano plants in the garden and they're wonderful. And this, we just want to cut it into kind of manageable pieces. I'd like to put a little salt and pepper on this, I think would be good, and maybe a little butter. And we'll just we want to bruise this a little bit so that the flavors start to come out. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter inside this cavity. This is all nice and fatty, so it'll baste the bird anyway. And then we just want to put a handful in here to keep that kind of fat and looking appetizing. So then you have this neck flap, and it's nice to secure it somehow. So skewers work pretty well. You can truss it. There's all kinds of ways to do it, but I think I'm going to use these bamboo skewers today. They work pretty well. They're pretty sharp, so be careful. So that's the neck end, and then we want to turn it over. And this is the big cavity. And it'll really hold a lot of stuffing, probably just about the right amount for the bird. It's kind of amazing. So we'll get a little butter in there, and then our mixture of onions and oregano and orange. Now some birds come with this nice little clip here, and this part is called the Pope's nose. This is where the tail feathers attach. This is my husband's favorite part. And you push that in first and then put the legs in underneath this clip. It's a handy way to do it. So this is a nice little adjustable rack, and it just keeps the turkey from sticking to the bottom of the pan because you don't want to tear the nice skin. So now what I want to do is strip and chop some oregano, and you can be really generous with the fresh oregano because it's really not that strong. So you just pull it down on the stems. This is true for most herbs. You just pull them against the way that they grow. So I just want to chop this again, mostly to release the flavors. And probably the best way to apply this is actually to mix the oregano in with the butter. And then I want plenty of salt and pepper on the outside of the bird. So I'm going to pretty generously salt this mixture. I've got butter in here and the oregano and salt, and I'm going to mix the pepper in and kind of make a mush here. Don't be afraid to get your hands in the food. You know, hands are great tools, and engaging with your food is really an important part of the process. So we're just going to take this and massage the bird all over with this mixture. So I think I want to start this today with on one side, or maybe partially on its side. Have to be a little bit careful of these wings. So I think I'm going to start at around 425 to get this turkey browning right away, and then I'll be turning it down to around 325, 350 maybe, depending on how fast I want it to cook or what my timing is. It's really pretty flexible. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes, and I think that it's just a really good idea to keep monitoring the bird because you don't want it to get away from you. We have it at a fairly high temperature to get some browning going on, and then we'll be turning it down so that the meat can cook internally. The other thing you want to think about is what temperature was the bird when you put it into the oven. So our timer just went off. We want to check this turkey and see what it's doing. It's getting a little bit brown on the edges, but I don't think it's really necessary to turn it quite yet. Okay, so we're gonna check this turkey. It's been in there a little over half an hour. Oh yeah, we've got some really nice color on it. And that's what I really like to see before I turn it over. I'm looking at my pan here and I'm seeing that I don't have a lot of juices yet, and I wanna make sure that my drippings on the bottom of the pan don't burn. So I have a little pot here. I took the giblets out of the inside of the turkey, and that would be all the innards except for the liver and also the neck, and I covered them with water. So I'm just gonna dribble a little bit of this stock around the turkey just to make sure that our pan juices stay really nice. All right. I think we could also baste this a little bit, would be a good idea. All the butter is kind of gone to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so now I think we can set the timer for maybe another 25 minutes. So let's check the turkey. It's been in about an hour. Oh, and it has really nice color. It's a little thin on top, so I'm gonna baste it one more time here. And then I'm gonna turn the oven way down to about 325. So I'm gonna set the timer now for about a half an hour, and at that point I'm probably gonna check the turkey's internal temperature to see where we are, because I think we could be getting close to getting done. I brought the turkey up here so I can get a good look at it. I'm really liking the color on here. It's a nice mahogany color. I think I will baste it again. I can see that my pan juices are kind of drying up a little bit, so I wanna add at this point, you could add a little stock, a little beer, a little wine. I think I'll add a little bit more stock because I have it. Now I want to check in here at that joint right between the thigh and the body and see what we've got here. Yeah, it's reading 160, which for most people is not cooked enough. So we're going to let it get a little hotter, maybe another 5 to 10 degrees. Once you take it out of the oven, it will sometimes continue to climb as the temperatures kind of even out within the bird. So our turkey looks beautifully browned. It was in the oven for about 3 hours, and we took it out at a temperature, between 160 and 175. And we've got really nice pan juices here, which will be the beginnings of our gravy. Once we get the bird out of here, we can just put this pan over the stove and add a little flour to the drippings and start thickening it. And we'll have a little stock on hand from our giblets that we'll be able then to work into it to get a nice gravy. But this looks like a really good do on the turkey, and it smells delicious, so I'm very happy with it.